Welcome to the Weaver Podcast, your guide to crafting relationships that thrive. Through insightful dialogues and transformative wisdom, we'll unravel the complexities of communication and connection. Let's weave a world where every relationship is built upon mutual respect, deep understanding, and harmony. I'm your host, SONJA WOOD. I'm a soul-driven mediator and a visionary leader. I am devoted to elevate consciousness and cultivate thriving relationships. My deepest calling is to help all my clients create true, authentic, and extraordinary relationships where they are not only heard and understood, but also deeply respected. Welcome to the Weaver Podcast, and I'm your host, SONJA WOOD. Today, we're diving in a topic that challenges nearly every couple at some point or another, managing communication around finances. Whether it's one partner feeling anxious about savings or the stress of major purchase or the impact of a new baby on your financial resources, money talks can quickly become tense. But what if, instead of creating distance, these conversations could actually bring you closer? It's what we're going to talk about. First, let's talk about how financial struggle impact the nervous system. Why is it important? Because we dive deep into communication between two people. We need to understand how finances impact ourselves and our nervous system. Money is not just numbers. It's not just numbers in an account, and I think you'll agree with me, right? It's a source of security, it's a source of freedom, and sometimes even anxiety. So when we encounter financial struggles, our nervous system can really be triggered. And I'm pretty sure it happened to me. I'm pretty sure it happened to you if you listen to this as well. So it can be triggered and it can affect our emotions and the way we're going to communicate. Because as I say all the time, what happens inside us is reflected outside. So if it affects our own emotion, it's going to impact our communication. And for many of us, financial stress brings up feelings of vulnerability and even a fear of survival in the most extreme situation. So when finances feel uncertain, it can really stir up deep-rooted concerns around security. This is why discussions around money, savings, or big purchase often lead to emotional responses and not just logical ones. If one partner is stressed about saving while the other is focused on spending, it's likely a reflection of different values or life experiences. Does that mean you have nothing to do with that person? Of course not. It's normal. You are two different individuals, so based on this fact, you're going both to have different values and different life experiences, right? Your challenge is to identify the root of financial beliefs and values you have and what your partner have. Our beliefs around money are often shaped by family, by the culture, and by past experiences. And that's why actually very often when I have people coming to me asking guidance for miscommunication or conflict in the couple, in a relationship due to finances, I guide them to look at closer on what their parents taught them or what their grandparents did around money, and to have the big picture and have more context. So maybe one partner grew up with a scarcity mindset because the parents were very scared to not have enough money and always worried about saving as much as possible. And while the other partner believes maybe that spending freely is a way to enjoy life because maybe their parents were very strict or they were always saying, look at how much it costs before buying anything, or no, it's too expensive. No, 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 no. And then as an adult, you have that bounce, if that counter effect of If I can spend whatever I want, whenever I want, I'm free. So when those beliefs clash, it really can create tension, especially when finances are tight. So what we can do is if we're feeling strain or financial struggles, it may be time to take a step back and reassess your shared and individual values around money. So what are your financial priorities as a couple? What does each partner need to feel secure? And most importantly, how can you work together to align on a financial path that respects both of your needs? And those questions are very important. This kind of discussion is important, even if it's uncomfortable, right? Before we continue, I'd like to share a resource that might help if you are navigating financial or communication challenges with your partner. I've created a free tool including my Couple Struggle Solver Bingo designed to help you pinpoint the core issues in your relationship and find solutions that work for both of you. It's part of my monthly newsletter where I share exclusive tips, tools, and insights on relationship building and communication. So if you're ready to really move from struggle to strength, subscribe now and you'll receive your free gift to start transforming your relationship. So coming back to our episode, now I want to give you a few tips for communicating effectively during a financial stress. It can be temporary, it can be a little longer, but you must really believe that it's not gonna last forever. And those tips are going to help you to navigate that time when until it's solved at some point. So first is really starting with empathy. When you discuss finances, especially in time of stress, approach the conversation with empathy. Understand that both of you may feel vulnerable and anxious. Begin with a statement like, I understand this is stressful for both of us, to show really mutual understanding. The second tips is separating emotions from fact. And oh, I hear you already. Yes, it's easier said than done. But it's a real skill to be able to put yourself as an observer and separate your emotional brain from your rational brain. And in time where you're going to need your most optimum rational thinking, then to use it properly. Recognize that while emotions around money are valid, it's important, and I really want to say it again, emotions around money are valid. But it's important to look at the facts as well. Take a financial inventory together, for example. And for that, by the way, you can have a free inventory template on my website. When you subscribe to my newsletter, you take the poll, select the discussion around money is being complicated as an answer, and then you'll get the free financial inventory template for couples. Because when you discuss what you have, what you owe, and where you can adjust, it just, separating the emotional triggers from financial fact, because you have the numbers, it's factual. So doing that separation really can help you both to see things more clearly. The third tips I want to share is setting shared goals. So we tend to see, our own view of finances, how we would do this, but we forget we're in a partnership. And in a partnership, we need to set shared goals. And instead of focusing on each other's spending habits or fears, we need to shift the conversation to shared goals, what we want to achieve by the end of the month, or where we want to go within the next year or 5 years plan. Whether it's saving for a home or budgeting for a new baby or planning for the future, having common goals really helps reinforce that you are working together, not against each other. And that's really important, right? Now I want to continue that episode, and will be the last thing I want to talk about before we wrap up for today. We need to reassess financial priorities as a couple. Financial needs change. And especially when we have life trigger events like buying a house or having a child that come into play. It's no doubt about that. So we need to set a time each month to review our budget, talk about money, talk about any adjustment that needs to be done around money or around finances. This routine will keep communication open and reduce the potential for student surprise or frustration. And for example, if you're the one doing most of the budgeting, then you're doing maybe, on your side without your partner, and that's totally okay. However, if you do that if you are in that situation, you need to have a talk following the budgeting session. You need to get your partner involved, and the same for finances, the same for investments, the same for expenses, savings, everything. If you tend to do some things by yourself, your partner do something by himself or herself, then at some point you need to come together and talk about what you've done, each of you, and make it common, make it a partnership thing, right? The notion of boundaries is and non-negotiable is also very important. So every couple has unique boundaries when it comes to finances, and perhaps one partner feels strongly about maintaining a certain level of savings, while the other values spending on experiences. So setting clear boundaries without judging each other's and without judging each other's priorities or values or belief, that really can help prevent misunderstanding and resentment. And you can also consider setting up a regular financial check-in. It's what I was talking about before. Coming in together, you both come to the table to discuss your concern, upcoming expenses, or changes in income if there is any. And these check-ins really create a safe space for discussing finances without the added stress of reactive conversation. So, to wrap up today, money can really be a challenging topic. I know, I experience it. I'm not that different from you. But it doesn't have to create distance in your relationship. By understanding the emotional roots of financial stress, by approaching conversation with empathy, by setting shared goals, you can turn financial struggles into a foundation for stronger communication and deeper trust. So if you found today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to the Weavers podcast for more relationship building insights and not miss any new episode. I think that's it for me today. And if you'd like to support the podcast, please rate and leave a comment. It means really a lot and helps me to reach more people who might really need this kind of support. Thank you for joining me today. And remember, the strongest relationships are built by weaving together understanding, trust, and shared goals. Until next time, bye bye.